friends, welcome to part 3 of our video presentation on chapter 13. In this part of our video presentation, we'll continue talking about some of the high-level issues that a senior technology leader has to deal with when leading an IT or IS function. In this part, we will talk about managing software applications. We'll talk about project management, especially project management in the context of developing IT applications. And we will also talk about managing IT human resources. IT applications or software applications, they need to be managed as a portfolio. Okay, so basically a collection or portfolio of different software applications, they need to be managed as one single asset. Okay, for all installed software, a company must know what software it owns, where it's located, what it does, how effective it is, what risks are associated with the continued use. So if there's any kind of proposal to install a new software or to upgrade a particular piece of software, that cannot be done without looking at the entire portfolio of software applications that you may have. For example, it could be that the proposed software application, let's say somebody's proposed a particular department or a particular employee within a department is proposing to install a particular software application from Microsoft, and then when you look at the entire portfolio of applications, you can see that this software application will conflict with the existing operating system or existing IT infrastructure, so probably there's a better alternative to this application. At the most basic level, sometimes users are simply not aware of what kind of applications an organization has or doesn't have. I remember that happened in my organization all the time because we had a lot of turnover, so whenever a new employee comes in, he or she would complain about the fact that he needs a particular piece of software for his work, and then somebody will say, well, we had this software for a number of years, nobody ever requested. And then another situation that I saw is that there is a particular software, but nobody is using it because people are not aware of it, and because of that, the organization will decide to discontinue purchasing licenses, and as soon as they do that, somebody starts protesting. So basically, you cannot just view software applications separately. Any decision in relation to installing, purchasing, upgrading, or deactivating a software application has to be done in relation to the entire portfolio. And for that, you need to have all this knowledge. You need to have knowledge about the entire portfolio. So, and as I said several times already, any kind of decision needs to take into account existing software. Now, when it comes to developing software applications, there are 3 important performance metrics that an IT department needs to be focused on. First of all, delivering high-quality applications with quality that can be defined in many ways, but the most important definition, I would say, is that quality means that the software application meets user requirements. It has to be delivered on time, in a timely fashion, and within budget. So those 3 are the most important considerations when it comes to developing software applications. Now, to improve the efficiency and effectiveness or improve capability of the IT department to deliver new applications, an organization may consider going through CMMI certification. Now, CMMI is like a framework, a model that consists of different levels. And those levels, they basically outline various levels of capabilities with respect to IT software projects. In other words, different organizational levels of capabilities with respect to developing new IT applications. Now, CMMI is a certification program. So basically, they're saying, well, if you want to be classified at level 3, you need to meet the following requirements. You need to have the following processes, the following roles in place. But largely, it's driven by processes, the things that the organization does or can do. This is especially important for government organizations, like in some countries. Government entities would say, look, we're not going to work with any kind of company, with any kind of IT consulting company, unless they're at least at level 3. Okay, so being at level 3 or 4 or even 5, it basically means that you're a mature organization, you have adequate processes in place, something that will allow you to deliver IT projects or software applications of high quality within the time frame, within the agreed upon time frame, and within budget. Also, an organization may consider establishing a separate project management office, or PMO. This is the office responsible for managing projects and this is the office that is supposed to contain all the knowledge and transfer that knowledge to individuals or specific projects within the organization. So basically, it's a specific organizational unit that assists the IT department and various other organizations with project management, especially with IT project management. So this is something to add to the organization, something that can add to the overall set of organizational capabilities with respect to developing new software applications or IT applications. Okay, managing IT human resources. Again, some people would argue that this is the most important responsibility of a senior technology leader, because at the end of the day, it's people who stand behind hardware, software, networking, policies, and procedures. Again, the technology itself nowadays is not problematic. It's becoming cheap. It's becoming reliable. Any organization can purchase hardware and software, but competitive advantage or value is created by people who know how to use those technology resources properly. So this is like more on the strategic or philosophical side, but on the pragmatic side, the highest percentage of a typical IT budget is devoted to IT personnel. So this is the most important asset, with importance being defined in terms of financial value. So this is the most important asset for a senior technology leader to manage. Now, any senior technology leader needs to have a collection, I guess, of human resources that have skills or portfolio of skills in the following areas: technical skills, project management skills, business domain, sourcing, meaning purchasing from different vendors, and IT administration. IT administration means management of the IT function. So we'll look briefly at some of those skills. An IT department obviously needs to have people with technical skills, but that's not enough, because somebody needs to have project management skills to combine all those technical skills together in a way that can deliver or develop a new software applications that meets user requirements, meaning has high quality and is also delivered on time and within budget. Business domain skills, the need for business domain skills is typically filled in by system analysts or business analysts, because ultimately any kind of technology solution is developed for a specific business domain. So there needs to be somebody in the IT department who has at least vague understanding of the domain area, because otherwise technical specialists, no matter how smart they are and no matter how knowledgeable they are in the technical domain, they may not be able to talk to end users and understand their needs. Sourcing skills or procurement skills, it's about purchasing hardware and software, maintaining relationships with vendors and other important functions within the IT department. And also IT administration skills, general IT governance, financial management, and internal HR management. In fact, for the last 2 decades, this was seen as one of the most problematic areas for senior technology leaders. In other words, a lot of senior executives were saying that senior technology leaders such as CEOs or CTOs, they simply lack business skills. And under that umbrella, you have knowledge of finance, knowledge of management, HR management, understanding of human issues, software, team issues, organizational issues, and also leadership skills, ability to create the governance structure and lead people towards achievement of departmental and organizational goals. Again, this is something that is covered in my article that I'm about to post. So, some people say that being a manager, and especially being a leader, involves basically working with people. In other words, you don't deal as much with technical skills, with the domain problems. You deal with people. I mean, you don't micromanage people. You don't tell them what to do, because they're the ones who have the expertise and the experience to get things done at the technical level or with respect to a particular business domain. Your job is to be like a fatherly figure that basically listens to people and puts them in a position where they have everything that they need to be productive and contribute to your organization. So this is what leadership is all about. It's not about knowing the job. It's about knowing how to put your employees under you, put your team in a position where they can be productive. That's what leadership and management is all about, in my opinion. But to break it down or to expand on that, leading people in the context of IT department involves attracting, recruiting, and training qualified staff, and that's the most important responsibility. If you have the right people in place, they will do the right thing regardless of what kind of problems you run into, regardless of what kind of policies you have, they will do the right thing. But if you don't have the right people, if you have cheap, unqualified labor, that's what you did as a leader, that's the kind of people you selected, they're unmotivated, they're not loyal to your company, then it doesn't matter what kind of sophisticated equipment you have, or what kind of elaborate and tedious policies you have in place, or what kind of punishment and reward mechanisms you have for complying or not complying with those policies. Things will go wrong if you have the wrong people. So selecting the right people and retaining them, which is even more important, is the most, I would say, is the most important responsibility of any kind of leader, including a senior technology leader. Now, some common practices that technology leaders use to retain valued employees include changing the work environment to be more employee-friendly, again, making sure people are not stressed out, they have adequate working conditions so they can focus on work as opposed to worrying about, I don't know, air conditioning, or the fact that the office is not clean, or the fact that their healthcare insurance is not covering the needs of their family, or something like that. Increasing career development opportunities, it's very important. An employee needs to feel that it's not just like some kind of, an employee needs to feel that the relationship between him or her and the employer is not a simple contract where as long as you do your work, you get paid. It needs to be beyond that. I mean, in other words, an employee needs to feel that he or she is an important asset for an organization. An organization invests into him or her just like the employee invests, and sometimes beyond his or her legal responsibilities into the organization. So career development it's about career development, meaning improving the skills of people, but it's also about showing employees that you as an employee, you care about them. I mean, to you, they are an asset, an investment, and you're willing to invest money into them. Providing community building initiatives, something that's very important, so that people get together at the team level, right? So that they understand each other, they know each other, and sometimes they let their steam out. In other words, they fight, they argue, in those informal settings. And it's better to do it outside of the work environment, because if an important project comes up, then it's not the right time to argue and do the team building. You need to be very productive, and you need to work together as a team to show 100% performance. And then, of course, establishing monetary or other employee incentives is very important. But again, you cannot just take care of everything with salaries and bonuses. You need to have like a broad portfolio of, sticks and carrots, that would keep your employees happy, and it would make them feel appreciated, and all this will make them a loyal, productive employee. So here you have like a breakdown of specific things that can be done to improve work environment, to offer career development, to do community building, and to offer monetary incentives. For some reason, community building initiatives is something that can be overlooked by IT departments, and it's something that is done heavily, in my opinion, by non-IT department. But this is very important. I mean, humans are social animals. They need to like each other. They need to get together. They need to get along with each other to be productive. And it doesn't matter which domain you're talking about: finance, marketing, IT, or movie production. I mean, team building is important, and it should not be overlooked by a technology leader. Nowadays, it's becoming very common for firms in developed countries, like in the US or Western Europe, to solve their problems in relation to shortages of IT skills by outsourcing. Okay, in other words, if you cannot find somebody within your region to do a particular type of IT job, or you can find, but the prices, the salaries demanded by those employees are just out of reach, then you may consider outsourcing. Now, I'm sure there's a lot to say about outsourcing, but the wisdom that has been developed over years in relation to IT outsourcing is this: you don't outsource something that is strategic to your company. For example, if your business models relies on if software development is at the heart of your business model, in other words, this is how you make money as a company, by developing innovative software applications, then maybe it will be a bad idea to outsource software development to another country or another organization. You may outsource, though, some supporting functions, let's say quality assurance, testing, network maintenance, but capabilities that are strategic to your ability to make money should never be outsourced. Okay, now another important area of responsibilities is managing business IT relationships. Well, I think we'll stop this part and we'll talk about it in the final part of chapter 13 presentation.